I got fingers on my lips. Toys that I'm touching, I don't want to put them down. Instead, I want to talk about them. Yes, fresh. Smell the plastic that I crave. I want to shop. I can be having Bruce Banner. I'm Dr. Rubber Band on Bruce Jenner. And you can call me after dinner. We can talk comic books, but we're here to talk toys. Be proud, make noise.
Hi friends, Dylan here, and you are checking in with Toy Lips. I really am trying to review as many toys as I possibly can. This is huge for me to have this channel. I am straight up given all my free time, and even time I don't have where I should be sleeping, to do this thing, to make this thing happen. I've been working out of town for months. It's going to go on for months more, but I come all the way back here to my little studio so I can have access to all of this and figures for proper comparisons and on and on. And Marvel Legends is my bread and butter. I pretty much buy all of those, I'd like to say I pass on some, but really if I come across it, I get a hold of those. But as you can see from comparison shots, I am into some other lines where I dabble, namely like NECA Ninja Turtles. Those are so cool. How can anyone from my era ignore something like that, Sadly, the Walmarts here in Oregon do not carry the movie Turtles. They just don't have them. It's exclusive to there. They even redid the signage in the electronics department where the toys go with Ninja Turtles on it, and they don't have Ninja Turtles. Come on, guys. Come on. Help me out here. Washington State. I'm in Portland, so I live close to Washington State, and they also have the same issue. No movie Turtles in Washington either. Disappointing. What, I drive to Idaho? Maybe down to California. The secondary market thing. A lot of those, they go for like 4 times the price. I just looked up what I have here. 4 times the price. That's outrageous. So I'm very thankful to NECA for running pre-orders when they do. Allows me to have an oozing secret. He's got a secret. Oozing secret. Tokka and Rahzar 2-pack. Super stoked about this. I am. Loved this movie as a child. Watch this again and again. By adult standards, this is objectively terrible. It's a terrible movie. A lot of these toyetic creations, as it were, though. The first movie, that's fantastic. I just watched that again a couple of years ago, and as a comic book movie, it's really, really well done. Just in general. Anyway, as I am into a slightly more diverse array of toys, I am trying to do the same with my toy reviews, time permitting, which it doesn't unless you make it. You gotta wrestle it down. So I got my blow dryer handy, and we're gonna crack into these. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, making all this possible. Taking a closer look at the packaging, I'm sure we've all drooled over this thing at one point or another. Look at this. You can see all the way in there. It's fantastic beasts, as it were, and just some obscene amount of accessories. Can't even. Sides, back. You get a bunch of killer pictures, promotional shots here of all the figures in action, but they look like they might be stills from the movie. And look, somehow they've even got articulated faces. My goodness. These boxes are rad, but they are just boxes, and it's huge. Huge! We are just going to tear into this. And that looks like what exactly? How about just a little slit into the side? Okay, let's Wolf and snapping turtle. And these sweet backdrops, I'm just gonna kind of carefully place that off to the side. But here you can see everything that comes in this sucker. Initial impressions, heart palpitations. Okay, after several minutes in front of the heater, I am confident we can get into this. From NECA Toys, based on the 1991 movie Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, we have Tokka and Rahzar. I swear I've heard it said both ways, the name pronunciation. You guys all know what I'm talking about. But Randy Falk says Rahzar. There's an R-A-H. It implies that sound, right? Am I crazy? Created when Dr. Anthony Fauci illegally exposed a snapping turtle and a wolf to the retro mutagen Ooze, the Shredder employed these two to fight his mutant turtle enemies. Unfortunately for him, the turtles had 15 years to gestate and train, but these two were just babies when he got them and are babies still. My babies. Yeah. Okay, first let's take a closer look at Tokka, the anthropomorphic mutant snapping turtle. These sculpts are just spot on, just better than the real thing. You know what I mean? Some trash-ass puppet. No, those were dudes in suits having a blast, I am sure. And now I'm here having a blast. Hope you guys are too. Let's get really close to that head. The sculpts are just out of this world. You can get all the way inside the mouth there with this juicy tongue. Little snapping turtle teeth. Man, all these spots depicted and all these different colors of paint, washes, and everything. Down the sides, the shell, and they're just leaving little paint flecks on me even. Look out, what are you going to do? Sometimes you feel like NECA doesn't necessarily intend for you to open and play with these, even though why wouldn't you? Just couldn't foresee grown men playing with toys, right? All the way down here, more spots and these knee pads and the bandaging and all of this. It is just a thing of rare beauty. Little clawed turtle toes. With all this extra detail on the nail paint. I'm sure this was a lot of fun to paint these too. Really brightened the day of some poor factory worker. A little bit extra there. That's probably paint coming off from something. Look at that shell. Oh, these spines are pointy, but they are a bit soft. I'm just in awe of these things, truly. Now your turn, Wolfchild. And these things look so good, it makes me want to throw up, you know? Look at all of the detailing and the paint all over his fur and this sweet mouth. And it extends all over the figure. It does. Coming down the back first. I mean, these are real little chains, little links, some type of hide padding, tassels galore. Wolfenfoot. There's even paint detail on the pads on the bottom. Man. Them claws need a clip. And these are a softer rubber glued down over all of this harder fur, sculpted, just exquisitely sculpted plastic. Where you been at, boy? Look at that. Spikes, again, they are pointy, but they are soft. They are soft, so no worry them all brittle and breaking. Do worry a little about this. This is a nicely painted, sculpted, brittle piece here. Real little chain links. These pads are glued at the very top, it seems like. But if you look inside of there, you can see that chain is hooked out here too, just to give it the proper effect, where it's all just hanging off of that. It's fantastic, man. It's a vehicle grill. Somebody want to tell me what that's from? Look at the eyes, man. They're just out of their minds. Little wolf snout. Boop! And back to our turtle friend, our turtle fiend. Let's check out this articulation. You're going to love this. Right here at the head, these are two-piece, like head and neck articulation. Separate. Even this little beak, even the little beak hinges. The jaw. Mama. And so on. But these eyebrows articulate. They seem to be hinged on the outside so they can swivel a little bit. You can furrow that sucker. You can swing that in there. Shoulders just socketed in there. Very nice. You can see that sucker. Elbows. It is their double jointed elbow system. It's like this own separate piece. elbow, funny bone, this funny bone here. So you can fold that in pretty well for these big honkin' playas. All liver spotted up. And this will, of course, come way up here. It binds against the spines, but that's fine. It will rotate all the way around. Same for these, the way that they're their own separate joints on there. Not, say, like a Marvel Legends double-jointed elbow. It's built more like two single-jointed pieces because it's a fully separate third chunk in there. Wrist is hinged. Pegged in there, we'll rotate all the way around. And then inside of the carapace, this is an upper torso piece. It has some type of, perhaps it's just a ball. I think that's just a ball joint just socketed into this guy. That's what I think is happening. So you get pretty good range on that too. So you can crunch forward a little. The shell, of course, will obstruct, but it is a turtle. You know what I mean? Down here, this is just like a lower torso piece. That's basically how it's treated. It is on ball joints here, and you do have an upper thigh rotation on that ball. It's hard to get to work without that binding against something. But it does work great. Knees, it's very complex looking down here, but it's actually a single jointed knee. No, I'm lying to you. This is the same as the arms. It's double. Rahzar's is a single piece, but because of how beefy that is, you're going to be limited to something like that. Plenty for these big honking things. Foot is on a swivel there, hinge. Rock side to side. All of the modern toy articulation you would expect, and then some. Absolutely thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. If I was a cat, I would be running in circles and throwing up. I'm so excited. Leave a like! Saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand. His hair was perfect. Look at this. Man. Similar thing, we don't get the articulated brows, but this mouth does open and close. So cool. So cool. Doesn't necessarily stay there. It's just on a hinge. You know how rubbery these hogs can be. Okay, the head though, again, it's sitting way up here on this neck. We get a second piece for the neck for all that extra articulation. Gotta like that. Shoulders, ball joint way up in here. It will rotate around, but I would be wary of tearing this off of there. I can't quite see how that's attached. But it's probably just a spot of glue back here somewhere, or pegged in and glued in, you know. Something along those lines. Double jointed elbows, courtesy of that intermediate piece. Which works a lot better on these furry figures. Looks kind of funny on a bare human arm. Y'all know what I mean. They went back and when they redid the Casey Jones. But we're not here to talk about Casey Jones. Dude wouldn't even show up for a second movie. Maybe they didn't call him. He's just been hiding somewhere, though, for the likeness purposes. He's like, I'm not into this. I think this is weird. Grown men playing with toys. What do you mean? Same deal. Both sides. Wrist pegged in there on a hinge. Upper torso here is this sweet diaphragm cut. Just be wary of all of the fine little chains. But he can crunch forward a bit. And backwards quite a bit as well. Proving my neck meat. Coming down here, just peel these flaps back. And you can see this is just ball jointed in there. Same deal as Tokka. You can spin this, twist this any which way. No upper thigh cut per se, but it does rotate on that. The knee, this is the one. It's actually a single that's just socketed into the upper portion. It'll hinge all the way back, like so. Comes out. These will go way up the side. They come forward a decent amount. Backwards quite a bit. No calf cuts on these, but it does rotate there below the knee because of the way they've socketed that. Foot, hinge, swivel, rocking all night long. These are just everything I dreamed that they would be, staring up at them in the box on the shelf for all this time. Oozing secret. Taking a proper look at the accessories, huge props to NECA for including all of these, well, small props. They each come with 2 extra sets of hands with varying degrees of clenching. No proper fists, but if you're paying attention to the movie, they're not even throwing any interaction with the turtles, and they're sort of grabbing and chucking them, you know, again and again. Like is anyone familiar with that old weird 1940s Captain America TV show where they didn't like have all the rights to use his name or the shield or like anything? And so there's this scene where he's like fist fighting this guy in a house, but he just like keeps throwing him into the couch, and dude keeps charging at him, and he keeps throwing him into the couch until he pulls out his Captain America gun and just shoots him to death. True story. But all of these hands are, of course, just exquisitely detailed. Fur to the nails. We come with this pipe. Again, this is really well detailed too. Nice wash all over this thing. Weathering effects. The stick and the shield over here, which is some kind of giant hubcap, perhaps. I've just gone ahead and equipped them with it for proper effect rather than just run them all super close to your face. You get the idea. You see what these things are. But for posterity, we shall. Full mutagen canister. We've seen one of these before, but never unwelcome. Wouldn't want a whole collection of just those. Fire extinguisher. Soft rubber articulated. Neck there. Almost looks like writing from a distance. Box of donuts here, and this is just a little folded up actual box. And you get the actual donuts. They're stuck together like this with the one missing right there, the first one that Rahzar grabs out. You just put that in the box. I'm not taking it out. It's going to live there now forever. You can close that up, but why? Simply donuts. Printed all over the package. And you even get the single donut that he crumbles in his fist. And they discover the frozen mutagen cube. The jig is up. Oh man, look at that. All textured and everything. If that was a translucent plastic, it would put it right over the top. But we're certainly not going to dock it any for that. If we ever find it again. And you can see I've thrown this shoddy backdrop. It's just a piece of garbage that's packed in with the toys. But I do love that. Just by virtue of existing in there, Tokka has really marred the thing up. And it looks like as I slid them out, too, he raked it. So it's just, hoarder. Get rid of the box. It's just a box. I am thrilled with all of this. I don't even know what to do with these guys. I need to, like, build them their own shelf, you know? Super worthy. Freakishly so. Freakishly painted toenails. Okay, the tricky part's probably about trying to vanilla pose these guys. Tokka stands to about 7 1/4 inches tall, and Rahzar is 7 3/4. Kicking off size comparisons, here we have them standing next to the first movie's Raphael. Appropriately, they tower right over Raph. Also, for a bit of fun from that first flick, we have Casey Jones. And then their mutated mama. From that second movie, we have the Super Shredder. For a cartoon line comparison, you can see they tower over even Bebop. The wild incongruity there. I love that. That is so striking. For more movie madness in the same scale, we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Mega Cankles Worthy Wonder Woman. Yeah. How about the Marvel Select Colossus from Diamond Select? 7-inch scale shenanigans, man. These guys' scales all over the place. I don't know about that one. What's Pete, like 12 feet tall? No. He looks great. You look great, bud. You look huge. And finally, because I love them so much, standard 6-inch figure size comparison, it is the Marvel Legends Morning Coffee Mostly Bucky Cap Deadpool. Huzzah! Go on, Wade. You know you want a donut.
They're still warm. So creamy.
Okay, I finally managed to scrape my own super articulated jaw up off the floor, and I gotta tell you, I could not be more thrilled. The look, the feel, the smell of these hogs, just outstanding. Oh! Oh! Truly, the two of these guys have cracked open a canister and mutated my heart. You already know, I gotta give these guys a 5 out of 5. 6 out of 5 even. I can't even. It's not even one of those cases where you're looking at these sculpts and you're like, man, they won't even be posable. You'll tear them all apart. The plastic is fairly soft, malleable. You get into some great poses with them. Watch out for the chains on Rahzar, though. Very delicate, very delicate. You have a tendency to want to grab them at the waist there, and I would be very wary of that. Pinch him at the sides. Little pinch and squeal, you know. We're animals, right? Hungry like the wolf and snapping turtle. And you know what? They balance really well for how awkwardly shaped they are, too. Really nice center on Tokka, especially, with that huge shell. I am really hard-pressed to find issues, QC or otherwise. I mildly complained about how odd it was to try to vanilla pose Tokka, but what is that? What is that even? What else could they do, you know? Show up at your house and just wrestle your hog out of your shorts? I don't mean to gush so much, but yeah, I do. These are fantastic, and I am thrilled to have them. Huge thanks to NECA, and thanks to all you guys for watching. Leave a like, I love you, and you are beautiful. Now I'm gonna go catch Vanilla Ice before his set's over. Rock and roll the place with the power of the Ninja Turtle bass. Iceman, and you know I'm not playing. Devastate the show while the turtles are saying ninja, ninja, rap, ninja, ninja, rap, ninja, ninja, rap. Go, go.